Hello there. So we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to first show you where I went as a place that's new to me. That was one of the prompts for the Boot Camp Readathon. Here I am at Demasi's restaurant, which is a Mediterranean restaurant. It's one of the places that me and my husband enjoy going to in different locations. So this one is in Missouri City, and there's a picture of the food that we had. I enjoyed it thoroughly, so much so that I now say that's my favorite Demasi's that's near me. But after we finished eating, we decided to go for a walk on the inside because it was very cold that day. So we stopped into the Barnes and Nobles. It's Barnes and Noble. There's no S at the end. We went to the Barnes and Noble that is there in that area and just walked around. I didn't pick up anything to buy. I was just picking up books to see how big they were in person because if you're new here, I primarily borrow from the library. I am very fortunate to have a library that has a large selection of books, and I usually read ebooks. Mostly digital content is what I consume. So yeah, I was just there looking around, seeing what, how it's looking in person. The way that I usually see it is through other people's videos because I rarely go inside of the bookstore. But there are so many books and so many people in there. But I'm so happy to see people reading and enjoying themselves. It's a little disheartening to see the same olds everywhere, but it's okay. I know it's marketing, consumerism, blah, 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 all that stuff. But I'm pretty sure if we were to actually take our time walking around and really looking, I would have seen some books that are new to me. But yeah, I can't ask for too much. Actually, one of those books I'm currently reading now, which is Such Sharp Teeth by Rachel Harrison. I don't know if you all peeped it, but it was there on the shelf. But I'm reading it right now. And yeah, that's what we did. I go walking after eating sometimes because it feels better. For me, especially being diabetic, if I eat something that is either heavy or high in carbs, or even just something that's a little bit sweet, like, a cookie or ice cream, something like that, I like to get up and move around a little bit, so that my blood sugar doesn't spike as much. So in this instance, after we finished eating, we decided to just take a walk around, just so that we didn't get the itis on the way home, as well as to make sure that my blood sugar was okay. So yeah, just sharing a little bit about me. And here we are going to the gym. So this was the first day of January. I was like, let me knock out that prompt where it's a 30-minute workout or a 30-minute walk, one or the other. And so I took my butt to my gym. Where I live at, we have a gym. And I was like, okay, hopefully nobody's there because I really don't want to be fighting nobody over a machine. But I went, and it was not too bad as far as like the temperature. I had on my tights, workout pants, shoes, ready to go, had my water, and eventually I got there. And when I did, I was lucky enough to see that nobody was there. Like, what are the odds? Usually on the first of the year, there are always people in the gym. But in this case, I guess everybody partied too hard. Or maybe I got up too early. Who knows? But yeah, the gym is quite a ways away. You have to go down the stairs, take the elevator, or walk down the stairs, one or the other. I didn't want to get lost, so that's why I took the elevator. Because it's in an underground area. And then walk across, and then finally make it into the gym. So you'll see me pretty soon. Get myself ready to work out. I had to think about it because, I don't like saying working out. I just say, I'm testing my body, testing my limits physically. Yes. Because this is basically what it is. You're trying to see how much you can endure. So, yeah, I wasn't sure if I wanted to use the elliptical or the treadmill. I landed on the treadmill. If I weren't so afraid of germs, I actually would have went swimming. Now, remember, I used to be a lifeguard, so I know when a pool is clean. So, yeah. But here I am, sweating a little bit. And it was quite a walk because I used the incline, and I think I did heels, one or the other. All I know is butt was burning and legs was burning, but I like that. And I made sure that I was walking without holding onto the sides. You know, I know some people like to hold on for balance and stuff, but I was like, you have to work these abs that nobody can see.
The sweat is real. The sweat is real. Just finished 30 minutes on the treadmill. I think I did intervals, if I remember correctly. It was between like a 4 and 5 incline. Speed, I don't remember. I think it was like between like 1.5 and 2. Like, I take it easy. I break a sweat, but I'm taking it easy. Because you know what? I think that the most difficult thing when it comes to, not necessarily working out, but just like trying to be healthier, trying to be more intentional about working out and stuff, is one, maintaining it, the same energy, as well as maintaining the body. So like once you lose weight, you want to make sure you maintain it. So when it comes to me and weight loss, I don't check my weight that often. But when I go to the doctor, I see it's going down. That's good. But I'm also able to maintain it because I take it easy. I'm not trying to do anything overnight and then take overnight to gain this weight. So it's not going to take overnight to lose it. So it's best to take it easy, take it slow, and have fun with it. I had okay time for like the first 15 minutes. After that, I was a little bit bored. I was listening to Treasure Island on audiobook. That's a conversation for itself. But I think next time I'm going to do like kind of circuit training. So I'll do 15 minutes on the treadmill, 15 minutes on the elliptical, and see how I like that. If I don't like that, then I'll change it up again. It's okay to change. You don't have to stick with the same thing. All right, I'll see you all in the next clip. I'm about to go to the store real quick and get some powdered bleach. And I forgot, but I'm pretty sure when I look on my list, I'll remember. But I'm just gonna go there real quick, and then I'm gonna pop in on some of Courtney's sprints just to see what she's up to over there, and also to see whether or not my internet connection can handle being on a live stream, because I haven't done it in a while, and last time it was a hot ass mess. Excuse my language. All right, I'll see you all in the next clip. Bye. Hello. Hey. Come on in and get comfortable. Welcome back to my channel, Jaleesa Reading Beyond the Book Cover, where we stay reading beyond the book's cover. My name is Jaleesa. Welcome if it's your first time, and welcome back if you're returning. I am so sorry I hesitated. I felt like I kind of slipped when I was saying my name is. But I'm looking at my computer because I want to share with you all the books that I read for the Boot Camp Readathon. And I also want to share a couple of clips that I had taken, and then to just give you my overall thoughts about the books and the whole experience of Boot Camp Readathon, because this is my first readathon where I was a co-host. And I had a wonderful time getting to know people, actually running sprints on my channel, which was something new, a new experience for me, getting to some books that I most likely wouldn't have gotten to if I didn't have the prompts that had to be fulfilled. So that's even better, because challenges, that's what they do. They push you past your, not necessarily your limits, but your comfort zones. And I had a great time. So that's me trying to sum up everything in this video here. Hopefully I can do it in a very reasonable time. So I'm gonna show you all the books that I read. If you watched my announcement video, I had said that I was gonna read certain books, and I actually switched out some of them. So it's good that it's a very malleable or flexible readathon. Like, I didn't have to stick with anything. There wasn't a group read, but there were some prompts, and I'm gonna tell you all what I read. So for prompt number, let me close this here. So for prompt, the dumbbell prompt, which was to read a banned book, I read Sold by Patricia McCormick. I finished that yesterday, I believe. So I did a hybrid read of it. I read the audiobook, I listened to the audiobook, and I read an ebook, and it was quite the story. It's following a young girl the age of 12 named Lakshmi, and she's from Nepal, in a village or in a mountain town. And she comes from a family that is unable to take care of her and her brother, essentially. And through the pages because it's kind of written in verse, I believe so. It's very easy to read, but it's a tough read at the same time because it's covering a very difficult topic, which is sex trafficking, child labor, if you want to call it that as well. It's really hard to read. Well, not really hard, because I feel like I'm stretching there, but it is difficult. I can see why something like this would be something that should be proceeded with caution when it comes to reading, especially at a certain age, but I don't think it needs to be completely banned. If I were to have this book in the classroom or at a school, I think that I would send a permission slip home or something just to see which parents would like for their children to be able to read this book and to have a healthy conversation about sex trafficking and how it happens to people here and abroad. But back to Lakshmi. So she is living with her parents. Her father is a drunkard as well as a gambler. The mother is the main one making sure that there's enough food in the house. And she sells things that she needs to just to make sure that they're okay. But Lakshmi, she notices that one of her, I guess, classmates had went off to the city. And so when she is given the opportunity to go, she thinks that she is going to be doing the same thing, which is work in the city and then send money back home. But long story short, she gets tied up in sex trafficking. She's stuck in a brothel and beaten daily. Doesn't really have much agency from beginning to the end of the book. So yeah, it's sad. I don't want to give too many details. Just read it if you want to. Proceed with caution. But I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it in the sense that it was very informative. And you can tell that the author did their research. And I think that this is something that should be highlighted because it's still going on, I'm pretty sure. And culturally, it may be normal, but it's inhumane. See? So the next book that I read was A Clash with Steel by C.B. Lee, and I read that for the Reveille, Burpee, and Pull-Up prompts. So that was an audiobook by a BIPOC author, and it was greater than 400 pages. Clash with Steel is a retelling of, or a remix of Treasure Island, by Stephen Lewis Robertson. I don't know, wait. What's his name? Robert Louis Stevenson. So the reason why I know that is I'm also reading the original, so Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. But Clash of Steel was really good. I haven't read that one as well, so I listened to the audiobook while reading the ebook, and I enjoyed it. The twists were done well. It wasn't too many twists, and that's what I appreciated about it. And I never thought that I would actually enjoy a seafaring story. I'm never really that kind of person where I enjoy being on the water. But I had a good time with the characters. The mother was insufferable. The friend of hers that she met at first, I didn't trust her, and then I had learned to trust her. You can kind of see through this book, I was able to see what not the glamour, but like what is the word I'm looking for? The appeal. You can see the appeal of being part of a group, such as on a ship with captains and pirates and whatnot. Maybe not necessarily pirates, but like seafaring people that work on the boat. It's all about teamwork. It's all about found family at the same time, because you're on this boat with these people and you all are sharing everything. If you were to steal something together, you share it. You split it up. That's if you are on a team where nobody is trying to be the most greediest person. You're looking out for each other. So yeah, that's what I got from this book. I got found family. I got, or takeaways. Let me say that. Not mean to stop saying got, but my takeaway was found family as well as camaraderie, collaborating, the importance of, well, for me, this is what I feel. The importance of not backing down from what you believe in. Or not necessarily believe in, but like where you feel like your strengths are, right? And also listen to your gut feelings. A lot of things that happened in this book, at first I was like, oh my God, this character's being an idiot. But she was following her gut. And sometimes your gut, it may make you look stupid, but following it is what may save you. So yes, I found all that, or took all that away from this book, and I suggest that you read this, and then also try to see if you can read the original Treasure Island. I haven't finished it yet, but it's one of those books where it takes time to get used to the old English, and then once you get into it, it's fun, adventurous. It's actually kind of funny. I laughed out loud a lot in this book, and currently in the Treasure Island book as well. So yeah, A Clash of Steel, C.B. Lee, check it out. The next book is Class A, well, next prompt. And I chose for Class A and Class 6, which is a graphic novel, and it was an erotica, is Sex Criminals Volume 1 by Matt Fraction. So this book here, I didn't know what to expect. It's told in a series of panels that go back and forth between the past, the future, not future, but the present and the past, just to show you how these people got here. So I'm gonna get straight to the point. Basically, there are two people who have a special kind of, not necessarily power, but something happens when they orgasm, and they don't know why it happens, but they just know it happens. But the way that they meet is something that makes it interesting, because it's like, oh wait, there's two of us that can do this thing, so like, why don't we take advantage of it? So they start practicing how to get away with something that most people maybe would have tried to do a long time ago if they knew they had this power. So I'm saying something without saying something. I'm going to continue on with the rest of the series because I think it's very interesting. I want to know what's going to happen, because they think that nobody knows about them, but there actually are people that know about them. And when those people get involved, that's when I became even more curious. So that's why I have to read the rest of the series to figure out, how does this all work? Okay. So yes, Sex Criminals, that was for the prompts Class A and Class 6, which is a graphic novel. That is a horror erotica. Then I have here Low Crawl. So I read Low Crawl. Sorry, not Low Crawl. The book that I read for Low Crawl, which is a book that's less than 100 pages, is When You Can Swim by Jack. Sorry, I have to get close. Wong. So I read that book not knowing what it was going to be about. It's a picture book, and the words, if I remember correctly, because it's the first book I read at the beginning of January, the words are very comforting, just like the water can be if you don't fight against it. So I think I've said this before in the past. When it comes to my past, I used to be a lifeguard, and before I became a lifeguard, and before I actually, was on a swim team and all that kind of stuff, my mother and father, when they moved us to a new home in a subdivision, they had a pool. So when we went to the community center to go and use the pool, we didn't know how to swim. So my mother, she made sure that before we even went back to that pool, that we knew how to swim. So she went and she got us, me and my sister, swimming lessons, and that's when I became one with the water. The reason why I mention this is because there is this, I don't know if it's an innate fear or what, but if you read the back of the book where the author tells or talks about their inspiration behind why they wrote this book, you'll see why I'm saying what I'm saying. But most of the time, especially when it comes to children of color, and depending on where their family members came from, and then they come over here to the U.S., in particular with this book, they don't usually really see too many people like them that are swimming. So, and then on top of that, you have older family members that are telling you to stay away from the water, or the water is dangerous. Then you become afraid of the water. But in this story here, the author makes sure to write in a way where if you are reading it to your child will feel comforted, most likely encouraged, and will want to know more about the water. The water can be a safe place. Just as much as the water can be a force, because it is a force of nature, it can be calming as well, and it's something to embrace. So I guess if I had to say anything when it comes to takeaways, this book is mostly a takeaway. That what it be is, don't be afraid. Like, just be calm, be cool. Especially when it comes to swimming in the water, just be calm and cool. The pictures are beautiful. I don't know if they use watercolor or not. If you read the book, towards the back it tells you what they use, but I really enjoyed it. Beautiful book, beautiful story. I would read it again. Again, it's a picture book. You can read it in one sitting. So I say go check it out. Again, When You Can Swim by Jack Wong. And that was for Low Crawl book, less than 100 pages. And lastly, now this was a surprise to me that I switched this out. So at first I had War Girls by Tochi Onyebuchi, and then I took it out because I don't know, the book wasn't meshing with me too much. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna finish it, but I'm just not in the mood to read it right now. I think I maybe made it to like the 20% mark. So I'm gonna get back to Tochi Onyebuchi's The War Girls, but instead of reading that for this prompt or these prompts, I picked up The Best Is Yet to Come by Debbie Macomber. So the prompts that I'm talking about is Reveille, audiobook, and Hummer, book with a military character. So in The Best Is Yet to Come by Debbie Macomber, we have two characters. I don't remember their names. So sorry. Sorry to that man and sorry to that woman. But we have two characters that essentially are looking to heal from past, not necessarily wounds, but they want to heal from events that have happened in their lives that are traumatic, in a sense. So you have a military character who I think he served a couple of tours. I think he lost his friend or friends in Iraq. And so he has this guilt that, you know, it should have been him that went with his friends and passed away. So he feels like, you know, it's selfish of him to even still be alive. So he's working through that. But while working through that, though, he has like these anger issues, I think. And I'm trying to remember, something else happened where he ended up having to go to court. And when he went to court, the judge gave him a lighter sentence than anybody had thought he would get. They thought that his sentence would be heavier, but the judge gave him a lighter sentence because her son was also in the military, and he came back with most likely, you know, some kind of, not necessarily mental health issues, but, you know, needed some therapy. So she felt like she had to give him the same kind of chance. So that's why she tells him to do community service, and he does community service at this dog shelter. It's there at this dog shelter that he meets the other character. I forgot her name. Sorry. But she is also trying to recover from a loss. I'm trying to remember whether or not it was like a twin. I don't think it was a twin. But she had a brother who also was in the military, and he had passed. And I'm not sure if it was a... See, it sounds like I didn't read the book, but I did read the book. I just, the details were very fuzzy. But I get the gist of it. You have these two people that are able to heal together. Now, of course, they're not perfect. Things are going to happen in between. You know, people are hiding stuff from each other because they don't want to seem like they're damaged goods, or they're tainted in some kind of way, or that they're not ready to be around each other to form any kind of relationship, whether that be platonic or romantic. But it's a good book. The only thing that I didn't really care for too much is that you have meddling characters, and I understand it helps the story go, but I know I always think about it in my own life, how I don't like people meddling my business. But it was good. It's my first Debbie Macomber book. I don't think it'll be my last. And you know what's funny though? I think this book is like book 2 in a series. So I have a feeling that it's one of those books where you can read them out of order and you'll be okay. But yeah, I think I may pick up another book in this series. As long as it's in the same setting, which is a small town, I'll be okay. It's giving Hallmark. Okay, so if that's what you're looking for, you want something that's not necessarily predictable, but sort of kind of predictable, kind of chill, not too much to think about, vibes, pick it up. Quick read. You can at least say you read one book this year. And I think that's all. Yes, that is all the books that I read for the Boot Camp Readathon. I am going to most likely insert some clips here. Psych, I already did it. Showing you all just a little bit of the exercising that I did, because one of the prompts was to exercise for 30 minutes or walk, one or the other. And actually, now I think about it, there was one that I did not fulfill, at least not in this month, not in January. One of the prompts was to go to someplace new. I went to someplace new, but it was like a little bit before, so maybe like December 20 something, 29th, 28th, that I went to a restaurant with my husband in another city here in Texas, and it was nice. And I think I got a couple of clips of that, so I'm gonna share that as part of my going someplace new. It'll be at the beginning of this video, so you made it to the end of this one, like what I'm talking about now, then give me 2 thumbs up. But other than that, I had a great time. I hope you all had a great time with me. If you came to the sprints, thank you so much. Courtney, thank you so much for creating this booktube tag. I'm so sorry. What is a booktube tag? The boot camp booktube tag, as well as the boot camp readathon. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much for welcoming me. And I don't know. There's only so many ways I can say thank you, right? Yeah, I think I'm at a loss for words, but I enjoyed myself. I'm so excited that I got through 5 books and I was able to get through all the prompts, and I had a wonderful time. Wonderful, wonderful time. And I look forward to the next one. I hope that I see you all there next time that we do this. In the comments down below, let me know what you read for the boot camp readathon. If you did read anything. If you didn't, did you read anything that met any of the prompts, as far as like an audio book or a book less than 100 pages, a book over 400 pages, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, chat me up down below. You know, I like to talk. Road runner here. But I'm gonna let you all go because I see 18-minute mark and I'm talking too much. Too much. And it's getting late. I'm getting sleepy. So I'm gonna let you all go. You all have a blessed one. I want you to drink your water, mind the business that's yours, and continue reading me on the book's cover. My name is Jaleesa, and I'll see you later. Bye.